Hey everybody, good night. How are you guys doing this evening? Today is day 35 of Darren LaCroix's Facebook Live Video Challenge. I heard a great speech tonight at Toastmasters by somebody who is trying to figure out who they're going to become as a leader. And I realized when I was listening to her tonight that old saying, perception is reality, is not always true. Whose perception is reality? Now, all too often, when we are trying to find our own voice and we're trying to first move into a leadership role, we're often thrust into that type of a role from a managerial role based upon the results that we garnered in a job that doesn't necessarily translate to being a leader. Because leaders do things that managers don't necessarily do. They're different skill sets. They're complementary, but they're different skill sets. So as we transition into being a leader, sometimes it's hard for us to see what the things are that we need to work on, that we do really well, and what fit within our new role or our new organization. And we can look at ourselves either through a jaded lens where we don't see the impact we're having on others and we don't think we're nearly as good as what we actually are, or we can look through a lens that's more rose-colored and we think we are a lot better than what we actually are. That we think the value we're providing to somebody is far greater than what we're actually providing. As you're moving up, as you're moving into different roles, as you're taking on different challenges, I encourage you to start thinking about what lens are you viewing the world through? Are you viewing it through a jaded lens that's making you come across to others better than what you think you are? Because if that's true, you're holding yourself back and you're not allowing yourself to become the best version you can be. You're not allowing yourself to lead in a way that's truly authentic and is going to have the most value for the people that you're interacting with. But if you're looking at yourself through a rose-colored lens, you're doing more harm than good because you think you're guiding somebody in a way that you think is valuable to them, but they don't think is valuable to themselves. Having the perception and the ability to look at yourself in a real light, to be able to be critical of yourself when you need to be critical and be positive of your accomplishments when you accomplish things, is critical to being a successful leader. Humility and hubris are intimately tied through the ability to connect with others and to lead others. Now, we don't necessarily get trained in how to be a leader. Excuse me. Live video, frog in the throat. We don't necessarily get trained in how to be a leader. A lot of that stems from experience of seeing what works and what doesn't work, and watching other people that we have worked for, worked with, or worked around, that we gain those examples of things we wanted to do and things we didn't want to do. But we don't necessarily get a lot of formalized training on how to become a leader. In order to really lead somebody, the first thing you need to do is figure out where you're trying to go, how you're trying to get there, and why that's important. If you can figure those things out, then you oftentimes have the ability to be able to do something more than what you thought you would be able to do. If you're working with somebody that's just starting their leadership journey, give them the opportunity to find their voice and find their footing without discouraging them, without holding them back. Give them honest feedback. Be a coach to them, be a mentor to them if you have the ability to lead yourself. Not everyone is going to be a great leader, but the only ones that can be a great leader are the ones that look at themselves in a mirror that's very true to who they really are. So if you're looking at yourself, be honest. Is what you're doing really helpful, or is it not helpful? Are you merely just being a charlatan for someone to follow? We, in this world today, I think have a vacuum of leadership of people who have confused management and power with leading. The more that we can learn to actually guide people and lead them to where we need them to go in order for them to find the best that they have in themselves, the better this world's going to be. I know a lot of you out there are great leaders. Some of you just haven't figured it out yet. But start looking through those mirrors at who you really are. And without a doubt, reach out and find yourself somebody who can mentor you, who can help you take that next step, who's demonstrated the type of behaviors and leadership that you want to follow. Because not everybody is going to be the leader that you should follow, but not everybody is the leader that you want to be also. So having said that, have a wonderful night tonight. And remember tomorrow when you get up and brush your teeth, look in the mirror and try to see yourself for who you really are, not just for who you think you are. Have a great night, everyone.